Now the purpose of this video is to make the transition a little more orderly, because right now when the enemy HP reaches 0, you just have the transition, and there really should be some housekeeping that goes on in between there. So first up, let's go into monster control. And what that's going to do is we're going to come in here to the update section, and we're going to put in simple check for the enemy HP and destroy game object. So since it's in the monster control script, the object that's being destroyed is the object that that script is attached to, which happens to be our prefab monster, whichever one is being spawned. And when the enemy is defeated, there should be some kind of reward, such as XP or items. So let's go back again to monster control, and we're going to put them in here, but first we have to create the variables. So in battle flow, we're going to create a couple new variables. We're going to do a float for enemy XP. We're going to do a string for enemy item, so whatever it is that they drop. To do multiple items, you would just do multiple variables, so enemy item 1, enemy item 2, enemy item 3, whatever you want to call it, and then it's just a matter of creating whether it be a randomized statement or some other kind of decision that chooses if there's going to be 1 item, 2 items, no items. And while I add it here, we might as well track the heroes. Total XP. So we've added 3 variables. The total XP for the hero, as well as an enemy XP variable and an enemy item variable. So let's save that. Now we come back here, and we now have to put values in for that. And just to save a little typing, we'll just copy and paste. Save that. Now we need to be able to actually display this information. We're tracking it, now we need to display it. So we need a window, and we need some text objects to display the information. So let's go ahead and drag in a new asset. Actually, let's put that there, because this is the prefab area. And it will be turned into a prefab, but at the moment it's just an image. So let's go to battle. Just drag that in there. I'm going to put it at layer 8. and then the text on top of it will be layer 9, and then the transition is layer 10, so that way it's on top of everything. Now let's go ahead and add this text XP, and we'll call add a text mesh to it. Make the changes that we normally do. You have to reduce character size, have to put in a font size, and have to choose a font. Now there's a couple ways you can go about this. You can either do a really complicated single text item that displays everything, but just to make things a little simpler, what we'll instead do is we'll make two separate objects. That way we don't have to use all the line breaks and things like that. It's certainly a viable way of doing it, but it also makes it very complicated from a coding point of view. So now what we do is we simply drag and drop these onto this window, and actually let's create one more. We'll call it say now. Probably noticed that the transitions are getting in the way, so when you're working and you want to make things disappear, you can like check sprite renderer and it makes it disappear. So you haven't deleted anything, it's just getting it out of your way. So for EOB message, it really should be top, and then XP, put next, and then we'll do next. Now what we need to do is we need to add a script. Call it bring to top. I know it's going to do a little bit more than that, but that's what we'll give it for now. Highlight the three text, put the script on it, and then in here, we're going to choose the renderer, the sorting order, and as we said, since this is the text, it's going to be 9 in the order. That way it's on top of the EOB window, but beneath the transition. And now we're going to give values to this. to that the enemy XP variable that we just created. And now it's pretty much just rinse and repeat. Checks the name of the object and then determines what the text should be changed to. Go back and turn the tiles back on. And, oops, made one mistake. Got the double equal sign. As always. Let's go ahead and turn this into a prefab now. So I'm going to drag the parent and the children all as once, and then delete it. And see, it's got the 3 children there. And then we're just going to instantiate it. We're just going to disable this. And what we have to do is we have to make the Game Master object aware of it. Just like the other objects, it had to be made aware of. There's the Game Master object. There's the new variable it is aware of. Drag and drop it there. Go change this to go. And the quick fix in bring to top, zoom in a little bit, I didn't check for the other name, so that's why it only showed XP. So now this should be fine. There we go, so XP